Hello friends and welcome to my channel. My name is EJ Marino and let's dive in to a brand new video. I'm so excited for this because on my channel I'm going to be diving in to a director's filmography and reviewing every movie they have released. First up is Quentin Tarantino.
Hang up the tick, carrot, hang it up, daddy, or you'll be alone in a quick.
Tarantino's an interesting filmmaker for me because growing up, I was a big fan. That early era of his work made a big impression on me. Now, as I've grown as a cinematic viewer and as he's grown as a filmmaker, we've we've seen different ways. You know, I don't really agree with all his movies, but there's still something to this man who is a big part of our industry. So enough of this intro, let's review every Tarantino movie in order. Let's start at the beginning of the career and what a debut Reservoir Dogs is for Tarantino. This is a bold, brash introduction to his style. Is this my favorite Tarantino movie I've ever seen? No, I'm not gonna say that. I think if this movie had if it had a kick-ass female character like Tarantino has in almost every movie, I would rank this a little bit higher. But for what's presented, it's a really cool look. I like that he takes what we normally think of heist movies as these posh, badass kind of things and shows us the nitty-gritty of it. How gross it could be, how lonely and scary and weird it could be. Oh my goodness, the performances here, Steve Buscemi, Michael Madsen, there is just so Harvey Keitel, there's just so much in this movie that is just, it's stunning, it's crazy, it's bold, it's brash, but it's Tarantino. I would rank this movie a 7 out of 10. Not my favorite, but it's still a strong outing. Pulp Fiction might be one of the most quotable movies of all time. Does it make it a great movie? No, but more than just the script, which I think this is Tarantino's most solid script. Other than the script, this film has amazing acting performances. What John Travolta, Samuel L. Jackson, Uma Thurman, hell, Ving Rhames, everyone adds something to this movie, and I think it is so strong, so great. This is what I think peak Tarantino would be. It's a strong script, weird directing, a fun modern vibe. I don't love later Tarantino because he's in this like, I love period pieces and all that. I want modern Tarantino, and what he did with Pulp Fiction, commenting on like the time period, commenting on life at that period and how people were interacting, just the early cell phones, the Big Kahuna Burger, everything in here, it just screams the 90s, and I love that. I would say, hell, we're gonna go with the 90s. I would give this movie a 9 out of 10. Pulp Fiction is near perfection.
I was the third brother of five, doing whatever I had to do.
Iconic, legendary, thought-provoking, sexy, weird. Jackie Brown has so much in it. I love this movie way more than I think a lot of people do. I would say this is underrated, but most people who love 90s Tarantino rank Jackie Brown pretty high because it's obvious. This is a badass movie. Pam Grier is a absolute goddess, but this movie also has like Robert De Niro, a fun Samuel Jackson performance. This movie has a lot in it that I genuinely just really love. Jackie Brown is it's a fun throwback to his love of exploitation films. We have the iconic Foxy Browns, Pam Grier playing Jackie Brown. There's just a lot to love. As someone who appreciates like black cinema, someone who appreciates an iconic actress like Pam Grier, I love what this movie has to offer. This gets another 9 out of 10 from me. You kind of have to count both Kill Bills as one. I know those movies are dramatically different. That first one has that Asian influence. The second one is so Western. But for me, they go as one complete package, and this is the perfect Tarantino package. It's bloody, it's gross, it's weird, it's kind of shocking, but there's a heart, there's soul, there's characters, there's a good witty script, the action, the references, everything here is peak Tarantino. Uma Thurman is just an absolute goddess. I lean to liking Volume 1 a little bit more because you have the Lucy Liu scene, the Vivica A. Fox fight, everything in that first part I love. But Volume 2 is awesome. That final confrontation with Bill is just, it's acting. It is good acting, and that's what this movie has out of everything. I love the crazy 88 fight. I love everything, but the acting in Kill Bill is so good. I think it's underrated at times. I don't think people talk about Kill Bill's acting as much as they should, but oh boy, it is good. This is my first and maybe my only 10 out of 10 on this list. This is Tarantino perfection. Is Death Proof one of my favorite Tarantino movies? Of course. Do I think it's one of his best movies? That's where it gets a little bit more tricky. I love this movie. It is Tarantino's only horror film. Kurt Russell, I mean, the whole Grindhouse package is great. Kurt Russell in this film, though, is amazing. I love him so much. Stuntman Mike scared me. Like, I have a thing of cars. I'm not a big fan of driving. And just him in this movie, I'm like, well, that's what I fear. These kind of crazy people on the road is what I am scared of. But I absolutely love Death Proof. I understand it is not the most polished film. The script isn't as strong. The acting is a little bit cheesy. But it's that Grindhouse vibe. It kind of fits the whole aesthetic. I'm going to rank this movie fairly, as I should. It's a 10 out of 10 in my heart. But realistically, looking at what Death Proof is, looking at the package, looking at it next to every Tarantino movie, I have to give this like a 8 out of 10, honestly. Oh, you know what? I'll go in the middle. 7.5 out of 10 is what I give Death Proof. And this is where I started dipping out of my love of Tarantino movies. I will say this movie is not bad. There is some good acting in it. Christoph Waltz is good. Okay, so yeah, I'm trying to think of more people I love in this movie, and I think this movie has, I mean, Diane Kruger's really cool. There is things I like in this movie. I just don't love this movie, and this really starts an era of Tarantino's filmmaking that I'm not massively in love with. I don't love the period piece era of Tarantino's life, and Inglourious Basterds is the start of it. It's good, it's smart, it's intelligent. I do think it's a little overrated. I do think people like this because it has that big movie star vibe of Brad Pitt in it. I don't know what the massive love of this movie is, but I'm going to rank it how I feel, and it's a 7 out of 10. I'm going to give this the same as Death Proof. Yes, I said it. I rank this in my personal heart where I rank Death Proof. Shocking, I know. I'm a little torn on Django Unchained. I don't like Jamie Foxx's lead performance as the titular Django. I think he's okay. He's kind of the weakest actor in this film. I mean, even next to, like, oh god, Kerry Washington, looking at him with the scenes with Leo and Christoph and Samuel L. Jackson, Jamie Foxx is out of his league. But that supporting cast, oh my, that supporting cast. Leonardo DiCaprio's performance, amazing. Samuel Jackson's like Uncle Tom ass performance, oh my god. But this is also a great Christoph Waltz performance. I know everyone loves the one he did in Inglourious Basterds a little bit more. I find him a little bit more, one, he's a more likable character here, so I like his arc here a little bit more. I like his acting here, it's fun. I do think the one in the evil kind of Nazi guy in Inglourious Basterds is better, but what he does in Django is good, and that's the overall vibe. That supporting cast eats this movie up. This movie is a 9 out of 10. I would say this is one of my favorite of the modern Tarantino era, and I kind of miss that Tupac James Brown on soundtrack. The Rick Ross is on a song on Django. Come on, this movie is a 9 out of 10 just for that soundtrack alone. I'm gonna be honest with you, this is probably my least favorite Tarantino movie of all time. I forgot The Hateful Eight existed when I was like making my list. I was just like, oh cool, I'm gonna go from Django to Once Upon a Time. Wait, I only have 8. Oh my goodness, I forgot about The Hateful Eight. This movie is painfully average. Like, there's a lot in here I like. Jennifer Jason Leigh is really cool. The cast is really cool. This movie just doesn't sit well with me. I tried to watch it when it was re-released on Netflix as like a mini-series. It still didn't work. Something about this movie just doesn't come off as oomph as I wanted, especially closer to the end of Tarantino's career. Now, I like what he did with the road show for this and taking it on the road, doing it the old format with a little break in the middle. I love what he did. The intermission era of like cinema was really cool. Actually, we need some potty breaks in most movies. I understand. This movie, though, just doesn't sit well with me. It doesn't stand out as like a, oh my goodness, this is the man we all know and love. I will have to say, this is going to be shocking, I'm going to give The Hateful Eight like a 5 or 6 out of 10. This is just so blah in the world of Tarantino, and blah just makes his other movies look better and make his weak ones look even weaker.
Oh, California dreaming.
I have the weirdest relationship with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It's like that one ex I call for a booty call and I'm like, ew, don't talk to me, just let's get the job done and let's get out of here. That's kind of how I feel about this movie. I want to watch it, I want to have the fun with the good acting from like Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt. I love what they have to do here. Then I go to like the Margot Robbie storyline, and then I go to how many scenes of just Brad Pitt driving, and I get it. It's the mood, it's the aesthetic, it's the 60s. Ugh. Oh my goodness, I don't know. I would say I'm, oh my god, I don't know what to do. I don't want to give another low ranking after a low ranking, but I'm gonna have to give this one like a 7 out of 10. It is fine, well acted stuff, just the script needs a rework. Like, I know he lost his editor a while ago, and when she passed away, I feel his movies changed a little bit, but here, he needs an editor. He needs someone to, like, one, red pen that script, and red pen so many scenes. 7 out of 10. Sorry, Tarantino. Alright everyone, that is it for my crazy mass review of every Tarantino movie. I had such a good time talking about just one director's filmography in one video. This is so unique for me, so different, and I just wanted to talk about movies and a lot of them at one time. I kind of get stuck talking about one movie and I'm like, no, let's do 9 awesome, crazy different movies, and we talked about them. What do you guys think of this video? What do you guys think of Quentin Tarantino? Let me know down in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe to my channel because I make videos like this every single week. If you want to see me do another director's filmography, let me know a director down in the comments below. I will do anyone's filmography. Don't give me like Takashi Miike, who has like 100 movies. Keep it pretty normal. But yeah, give me some suggestions down below. Subscribe and give me a thumbs up if you did enjoy this video, because YouTube takes those way too seriously. Alright everyone, let's dive in to Tarantino movies down below.